In July of 2021, YouTuber Logan Paul spent nearly $5.3 million on an extremely rare Pikachu Illustrator Pokemon card. This makes it the most expensive Pokemon card ever sold and among the most expensive trading cards in history. However, it's not alone. Pokemon cards and other trading cards have been breaking price records left and right over the past few years, selling for hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars for a single card. What in the world could make a simple piece of printed cardboard worth such an insane amount of money? Let's find out. At its core, the price of pretty much anything comes down to supply and demand. It all depends on how many people want the thing and how much of the thing is available. If nobody wants a particular card, then it's basically worthless. You can find boxes of individual trading cards lying around at any hobby store across the country selling for a quarter, a dime, or even a penny a piece. In order for a card's value to increase past this, there either needs to be higher than average demand, lower than average supply, or often both. First, let's take a look at the supply side. The first thing to understand about the trading card game market is that it's actually two separate markets. There's the primary market, which consists of people buying cards for the first time by opening booster packs, booster boxes, or sealed deck products. There's also the secondary market made up of hobby stores, online retailers, and auction sites selling individual cards. Under normal circumstances, the primary market provides something of a ceiling on how high the price of an individual card can get. If the price goes too high, then it becomes cheaper just to buy packs and open them until you find the card that you're looking for. The exact value of the ceiling varies from game to game, but for Magic the Gathering, it's around $400, because the packs are around $4 a piece, and on average, you'll have to open about 100 packs to find a particular mythic rare card that you're looking for. However, this isn't taking into account the value of all of the other cards that you're going to be opening as you open all those packs, so in reality, a recently released card rarely reaches a fraction of this value, rarely topping $100. Of course, this isn't taking into account foil, alternative art, or other special versions of the card that are even more rare and could raise the price even more. However, due to the cyclical nature of trading card games, with regular releases of expansions with new cards, this phase doesn't last forever. Eventually, the supply of new packs begins to dry up, and as it becomes more difficult or eventually impossible to find the card you want on the primary market, the prices on the secondary market begin to rise. If demand for the cards is high enough, then this process can even be expedited by scalpers, who buy up the cards as soon as they're released to restrict the supply, and then sell them back at higher prices. The longer a particular card has been out of print, the harder it becomes to obtain it, which can cause the price to go up. This is part of the reason why older cards tend to be the most expensive. Many of the cards that were originally printed have since been lost, damaged, or destroyed. In addition, not all trading card games are released the same way. While most cards are available in pre-built decks or packs, some cards are given very limited print runs and are only available at special events, such as a tournament or contest, or given away to particular individuals, such as employees of the company. The Illustrator Pikachu card falls into this category. It was a prize for a Pokemon illustration contest in 1998, and only around 40 were ever known to be produced. In addition, the one that Logan Paul purchased in particular is the only one in existence that has been rated a perfect 10 by the PSA, an organization that rates the condition of trading card games, which makes it not only incredibly rare, but possibly unique. However, no matter what crypto investors might try to tell you, something being inherently scarce does not make it inherently valuable. Plenty of things that are one of a kind that aren't selling for millions of dollars at auction. No matter how rare something is, it's worthless unless there's demand for it. And the demand for rare trading card games comes from three main places: players, collectors, and speculators. Surprisingly, people who actually want to use the card for what it's intended for, playing a trading card game, probably have the least effect on the price of the card, at least on the very high end. not unusual for a particular card to be worth dozens or even hundreds of dollars purely because of its power in the game, but they rarely go above that. In addition, when there's extreme demand among players for a particular card, companies tend to release reprints of that card to make it more available to a wider range of players. And if all you care about is the functionality of the card, a reprint works just as well as the original. Even the legendary base set Charizard, which has been sold for over $400,000 at auction, can be yours to play with for only $70 if you're okay using a reprint. However, while the player might be okay with using a reprint if they just want to play a particular card, the same can't be said for collectors. To a collector, details about which set the card was released in or how pristine the condition is can make a huge difference in the price. Take for example the Black Lotus, one of the most expensive cards in Magic the Gathering. A first edition Black Lotus released in August of 1993 can set you back over $500,000 at auction. At the same time, you can pick up an unlimited Black Lotus for only around $15,000 to $20,000. Still an absurd amount of money, but far less than the first edition. While it's possible that some of the people buying these cards are using them for their actual decks, that's pretty unlikely given that Black Lotus is banned in basically every format except for Vintage, which basically nobody actually plays. Instead, collectors are buying the card purely for its historical value, making it similar to a rare comic book like Action Comics #1. The final category of buyers is the speculators. These buyers don't care about the value of the card as a game piece, nor do they care about the historical value, but are instead buying it as an investment in hopes that they'll be able to sell it later for a profit. Interest in collecting trading cards grew massively over the pandemic, and this naturally drew the attention of speculators. These speculators, which range from small individual investors to major Wall Street funds, were attracted to the high prices they saw collectors paying for these extremely rare cards, and ended up pouring millions and millions of dollars into gathering high-end cards. Of course, in order to make a profit off of these massive investments, these speculators have a vested interest in ensuring that the price of the trading cards only continues to go up. They do so by further restricting the supply, by trying to buy up as many rare cards as they can, as well as trying to increase demand. Among the most prominent of these speculative investors is Logan Paul, who, as mentioned at the top of the video, bought the record-breaking $5 million Pikachu Illustrator card, and who has been drawing attention to Pokemon card investing for the past couple of years by making several videos on the topic. Am I saying that Logan Paul's primary goal is to use his audience to inflate the price of Pokemon cards and then cash out at a profit? No. I'm just saying that he's a known crypto scammer who, in the very same video where he revealed that he purchased the Pikachu Illustrator card, immediately tried to monetize it by selling shares of it to his audience, so I'll let you make up your own mind. Of course, it's impossible for me to say whether trading card games in general, and Pokemon cards in particular, are in a bubble, or whether prices will go down in the near future. However, I personally don't expect to see the increased interest in trading card games, particularly as speculative assets, to continue forever. And as the pandemic-related economic issues that led to this resurgence in the first place get resolved over the next year or so, I expect to see the prices eventually go down with reduced demand. However, for now, all we can do is wait and see. That's all I have for today. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss more TCG-related content in the future. And join me next time where I'll be breaking down my predictions for the future of Dungeons & Dragons design. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.